UFC is coming to Paramount Plus. It's a big media deal.
It's a massive media deal.
It's a massive media deal, estimated to be worth about $1.1 billion per year over 7 years. So I'll let you do the math on that. The big news is that the UFC pay-per-views that some of you have been buying roughly once a month at about $80 a pop, those are over. If you're a Paramount Plus subscriber, starting in 2026, you will be able to get what has been historically known as a pay-per-view, UFC 142, UFC 178, whatever they do. Those, if you're a subscriber to Paramount Plus, you'll get them.
So I'm a big UFC fan. I really enjoy it. I order maybe 3 pay-per-views a year because they're so expensive. Right. I mean, they're $80 a pop. I think this is really smart business by Dana White and by UFC. I think he's probably admitting a little bit that he lost the illegal streams battle. That's something he's been a huge proponent against, is cracking down on the illegal streams because people watched. I would say UFC is way up there as far as sports that people stream illegally because those pay-per-views are just so expensive and there's like one a month, right? So I think it's probably admitting that a little bit. And also just seeing what I know they're both under the TKO umbrella, but just seeing what WWE is doing and what just happened last week with them and ESPN, I think it's, we can grow our fan base tremendously. Right now we're kind of this, I wouldn't say niche thing. I mean, UFC is pretty big, but you can become way more mainstream doing this than you currently are.
100%. And it is actually crazy to me that it has taken this long for people who work in these sports, combat sports, to understand this. I won't bore you with a history lesson, but it started 70s, early 80s, pay-per-view became a thing for really boxing most notably, but it was also in wrestling. Like if you were a boxing fan and you wanted to watch the biggest boxing matches, you had to buy them pay-per-view. And if you were a wrestling fan and you wanted to watch the biggest wrestling events, you in many cases had to buy them pay-per-view. So maybe $20, $30, $40, $50. But over the years, decades, they've now gone up to, if you want to get a big time boxing match on pay-per-view, it's going to cost you about $100. UFC going to run you by the time you fees and taxes and all that, it's going to run you about $100.
Yep.
And the reason it was done that way is because it was a way for independent contractors to make the most money. In other words, Floyd Mayweather probably benefited from this financially, this model, more than anybody else. Like Floyd recognized very early on, I can become Money Mayweather, be what amounts to a heel in wrestling, and pay for all the upfront costs, cover everything. And then say, and if you want to watch it, it'll cost you $80. You got to pay it. And my promotion company is going to run this, and we'll just bank on 1.4 million people buying this at $100 each. And that's how I'm going to make. For years, Floyd Mayweather either was the highest earning athlete in the world or in America or one of them. And he would fight once a year, maybe twice. And it was because of the business model that he had really perfected and the pay-per-view aspect of it specifically. So in boxing, you had promoters most interested in making the most money for themselves and their fighter with no real regard for the future of the sport. You're just trying to make as much money as you can. And this was a great way for a handful of people to make a lot of money. But it destroys the sport. Boxing is nothing compared to what it used to be. And the reason is because, and it's starting to change, I'll get to that in a minute, but the reason is because if you wanted to watch Floyd Mayweather fight for the last decade of his career, maybe even like 15 to 20 years, you had to pay a lot of money to watch him fight. Well, why do you want to pay a lot of money to watch somebody fight that you're mostly unfamiliar with, that you've never seen fight before? How do you bring new people to that? Floyd did it better than anybody, but he's still like, it's hard to do. And then once somebody of his stature exits the game, who is the casual sports fan who's just going to throw $80 down on a fight when there's 50 million different weight classes, 50 million different champions? You don't know who's who. So you stop watching. You stop watching. You don't even know who these people are anymore. So like Terrence Crawford is a big deal. If he walked down Bill Street, how many people would recognize him? Maybe none.
No, it's a good point. I think too, like, you know, what we've learned in sports is the only thing people are going to pay a premium for is NFL. That package. Like if you want to watch if you're a fan of, you know, the Steelers and you live in Memphis, you might buy the NFL package, and that's very expensive. It's the only sport I think anyone's paying a premium for anymore.
But guess how the NFL became this big? By being on your TV every Sunday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like just being
available
every Thursday night, every Sunday from morning till the end of the night, every Monday night. It's on your TV. You don't have to buy it. It's just there. If you own a television in America, football is going to be on your TV a lot during football season.
That's true.
Boxing's just the stars. They were just never on your TV. First off, they only fight once or twice a year, and they're never on your TV. You have to pay to watch it. It kills the sport.
Yes.
It's starting to change. I think people recognized how the numbers that Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight did.
Yes.
And so guess what's happening next month? Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford, probably the fight of the year. You know where you're going to watch it? Netflix. Everybody has Netflix. Everybody will turn that on. Like, you really might go from something like, you take Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, put it on pay-per-view, you might get 2 million people watch it. You'll get 50 million people to watch this.
Yes.
Because it's just on Netflix, and it'll feel like it's the biggest thing happening that night.
Yep.
And everybody's gotten it. And now you're going to see this with UFC. I am somebody who loves live events, live anything. I love watching live television, award shows, but also big boxing matches. You know, if it's anything that feels big and it's live on television, I want to watch that, or at least it gives me something to do. UFC has sort of fallen into the habit of boxing where they take their biggest stars and they're only available on pay-per-view twice a year, maybe. Well, I'm a great example of this. I'm somebody who, if it was on in front of me, I would watch it. But I feel a little goofy spending $80 to watch a bunch of people fight that I don't know who they are. I don't follow the sport. There are times, all the time, it's a Saturday night. I see people tweeting about it. Oh, the main event's coming up. And I'm like, you know, I work hard. I'm lucky enough with multiple jobs to have a little bit of a disposable income. I could buy this right now and it wouldn't set me back. But like, I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah.
And I just kind of feel stupid. I feel like I'm just flushing money down the toilet. I feel a little, like there's a moment where I feel a little silly. Like I have bought them before, but it's like, I feel like I just flushed $80 down for that. Why am I doing this?
No, for me, it's got to be a really good card.
Right.
Yeah.
So for more often than not, I just don't buy it out of principle. Like I would watch this, but I'm not going to because it feels a little stupid to just give these people $80 and I don't even know who they are. So I don't buy it. But now I'll watch all of these. And guess what will happen? I'll be familiar with these people. Guess what will happen? We'll come in on Monday. We'll be talking about these people.
Yeah, and I think too, like I've said this to you, you know, over the past couple times that we talked about UFC. I think right now they're in kind of a weird spot with their stars. They don't have a lot of stars.
I don't even know who they are.
They don't have a lot of the
like if you ask me right now to name the biggest star in UFC, like there's that Irish guy I kind of know of.
Yeah, so a lot of the big names that you know aren't holding the belt right now. Okay?
I don't know anybody.
And so I think that that's something that can change. They're going to be able to expose their best fighters that people may not be that familiar with way better. I was talking to someone that's connected to the business, and he was saying like they're gonna push out weekly content, like probably like WWE does with Raw and SmackDown, stuff like that. Like they will have new stuff every single week for you with this new deal
100%.
on Paramount Plus.
And now when I see everybody, because the people who watch it love it, all right? So now when I see everybody saying, "Oh, I'm watching this. This is awesome. This fight's coming up next. I can't wait for this. This is awesome." I can just go, I got Paramount Plus, boom, I'll turn this on,
Yeah.
and now I'm there. And now this awesome thing that you guys love, I'm now exposed to it in a way that I otherwise just wouldn't be. And now I'm going, oh, wow, this is awesome. Oh, wow, so when does this guy fight again? Oh, so who's on the next card? And now I'm in. Some of these are going to end up on CBS too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like the big UFC things that have been pay-per-views, on Saturday night, you will not have to pay $80 to watch that anymore. In some cases, that will be on CBS. You just turn on News Channel 3, and there it is. So this is going to be incredible for UFC in terms of just bringing people to the sport who otherwise don't have access to it, or at least don't feel compelled to spend real money to have access to it 12 times a year in a pay-per-view model. But if we already got Paramount Plus because we're watching Landman or South Park or whatever, then, hey, this is on. It's a big deal. People seem excited about it. Let's turn that on.
Yep.
I will watch more UFC in 2026
let's go.
than I have watched in every year of UFC that has existed combined. I'm about to be a UFC fan.
We are so back, fam. Let's go.
Well, think about this. Would I be as big of a wrestling fan as I am now if WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, if all those things were, as they traditionally were, pay-per-views, would I be as big of a wrestling fan now? Probably not, because I'd be like, well, I'm not spending $80 to watch.
I don't care enough.
I don't care enough. But it's like, well, with wrestling now, when I was a kid, like we would, like, hey, you think your dad would order the pay-per-view tonight? Like,
those were the times.
Hey, if I can get my dad to throw in $20,
beg my mom.
Yeah, like you think.
Beg.
And now everything that happens in WWE is accessible. You might need Netflix, but most of us already have Netflix, right? You might need cable because of USA Network, but most of us have cable. I shouldn't say most of us. I don't, but like a lot of people have cable. A lot of people have Netflix, and I know not as many people have Paramount Plus. But rather than spend $80 a month on pay-per-views, you can now spend whatever Paramount Plus costs a month, which is, what is it, $10, $12? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not nothing, but it's way cheaper than $80 a month. You pay that and you get access to all things UFC. So it's going to be great. It's going to be terrific. Big, and like, we don't have to tell secrets. We're not telling secrets. I work for Paramount. Like, that's my employer. And so this is, I hope, great for us. The more big sports, the better. Like, Paramount got in the soccer business, like Champions League and all that. And buddy, like, outsiders think of CBS Sports as like, oh yeah, that's college basketball and golf. Used to be, the SEC. Now it's the Big Ten. You know what CBS people think of when they think of CBS Sports? Soccer. Soccer is like the big thing we got now.
Yeah.
I mean, buddy,
I watched quite a bit this year. Yeah.
We have an entire streaming network, the Golazo network.
Yeah.
Like, it's the soccer people are the stars. And this is like another, hopefully, one of those types of properties that can just expand CBS Sports and expand Paramount Plus as well. So this is like, you sent it to me, this story, but buddy, this was going to be number one in 5 more things, whether you sent it or not. This is a huge deal. Great for UFC. I think great for Paramount Plus, and selfishly great for me, because now I'm going to have access to these UFC things in a way that I otherwise wasn't interested in doing. And like, we will come in here on Mondays after what used to be pay-per-views.
It'll be fun, man.
We're going to have a blast,
We're going to have a great time.
Bennett, we're going to have a good time with this.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.